Vasquez filling in for Paul. It's 6:33 p.m. starting the meeting for February 5th, 2024. Let's see, call meeting to order and roll call.
Present.
Perry. Vasquez.
Here.
Rodriguez.
Here.
Next, we have the approval of minutes for the approval of the Board of Trust adjustment, February wow, this was February 6, 2023. It's been that long. Meeting minutes. All those approving the minutes. Help me out here in case I mess up.
Yeah, not a problem. Will Atkinson for the record, Planning Director. We'll need a motion and a second, and then y'all can vote.
Okay, we need a motion
I'll motion to approve the minutes.
and a second.
I'll second.
Okay. We shall begin the,
All those in favor of approving the
all
the
those in
minutes?
favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
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 Okay, we're ready for the citizen comment period.
Real quick, you need to make the statement that the motion passes 4-0.
Okay, the motion passes for approval of the minutes for February the 6th, 2023 meeting,
4-0.
4-0. Okay, now shall we move on to the citizen comment period? The Board of Adjustment welcomes comments from citizens early in the agenda of Board of Adjustment meetings. Those wishing to speak are encouraged to sign in before the meeting begins. Speakers may be provided with an opportunity to speak during this time and period on any agenda item or any other matter concerning city business, and they must observe the 3-minute time limit. And do we have anybody?
No, there doesn't seem to be anybody wanting to speak.
Is anybody wanting to speak? No, no speakers.
And then you make the statement of, I will now close out the citizen comment period.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
To close out this section, you would make the comment to close out the citizen comment period.
Oh, okay. And now we close out the citizen comment period at this time. And then do we have a comment from you guys? No.
So item number 4 would be consider impossible action. And so we would hold a public hearing for the item. And then if anybody wants to come up and talk from the audience, they may. And then whenever they're finished, whenever that part is done, you close it out and then bring up staff for the report.
Okay, so now we hold a public hearing and consider approval for the variance from section 53-33 pursuant to section 53-1198 H1 for reducing required setbacks in the M2 zoning district for a property located at 1207 West Hayes Street in Hayes County, Texas. And
you'd open up the public hearing.
now we're open to the public hearing.
Before you, please read the case number, the BOA number.
Oh, okay, the BOA number is 24-0012. So now the public hearing, does anybody have any questions?
And you can go ahead and close the public hearing.
Okay, no questions, so now the public hearing shall be closed.
Go ahead and open up for discussion and for staff report.
Okay, let's open up for discussion. Do we have an item presenter?
We do. Give us just a moment. It's going to be Kayla Sharp, our city planner.
All right, Kayla Sharp, City Planner for the record. So we have a variance request for you all today for a property located at 1207 West Hayes Street. This property is in the M2 zoning district, and the applicant seeks to reduce the setbacks for their property to accommodate a manufactured home. So the required setbacks per code are 25 feet in the front, 25 feet in the back. This is a corner lot, so 25 feet at that street side yard, and then 7-foot side setback. They are proposing a 21-foot front setback, 24 feet and 4 inches specifically for the back setback, 25 feet for the street side yard, and 11 feet for the side yard. So here is a plot plan showing what they are proposing. The red dotted line, I know it's a little bit hard to see, is compliant with the required setbacks, and then the home itself on there shows the setbacks that they are proposing. So it's not too much of a difference from what is required per code. And staff is supportive of this request. This lot was platted in 1968 before the city adopted zoning. And so this area was kind of unilaterally zoned to this manufactured home zoning district when the city adopted zoning. And so staff has found that meeting the required setbacks per the code would be unreasonably difficult, and we are in support of this request. And then here is the code section that grants you all the authority to permit such variance. There is no significant impact to the adjoining property or the general welfare, and it is kind of a unnecessary hardship due to the plat date before the zoning was established. In staff analysis, we've determined that this request is reasonable under section 53-1198H1. Compliance with the required setbacks could not reasonably accommodate the manufactured home, and the property was platted in 1968 before the city adopted zoning. Staff recommends approval of the variance of the setback requirements outlined in section 53-33 to 21 feet front setback and 24 feet 4-inch rear setback, because there is an unnecessary hardship as the lot does not meet the minimum lot size requirements of the zoning district, which makes the setbacks unreasonably difficult to meet. So we recommend approval of this item. And if y'all are also supportive of this request, we would ask that you also grant staff authority to draft a resolution. This should be approved via resolution. And so we will need the authority to draft that resolution as well. Any questions?
What happens after? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask about the adjacent properties, especially the one that is on the 7 feet setback.
Okay, what's your question?
What are the adjacent properties?
The
I'm
adjacent
not familiar with.
The adjacent properties are also in the same zoning district, so they have the same setbacks. A lot of these properties, let me go back to, it's kind of hard to see on this aerial map, but a lot of these properties were developed before the zoning was established as well. Some of them there are some empty lots in this area, so there may be some other similar situations to this one if they were to ever develop, where they may not be able to reasonably meet the zoning setbacks. But they're all in the same zoning district, and generally, if they've been developed since the zoning was established, would follow these same setbacks.
So I understand this property is not developed yet. They want to put a manufactured home. But what I'm asking is, are the adjacent properties already developed, or do we have another building in the adjacent?
Yes, both of the adjacent properties in this case are already developed.
Okay, and this is the reason my questions. You know, if the manufactured home is too close to the edge of the property, is it going to meet the fire code?
Yes, it will meet fire code. It would, regardless of the setbacks, it would have to meet fire code, no matter what, and that's generally reviewed through the building permit itself.
Okay.
So what happens after it's approved as a resolution? Does that mean that it comes back, the issue is going to come back again before us at a later date?
No, sir. Will Atkinson for the record, Director of Planning. If y'all end up approving this tonight, it'd be via resolution, which we'll draft, and it'll be given to the city secretary for her documentation. And if anybody ever wants to pull it, we can provide that, and the applicant will receive it as well.
Good evening, Veronica Rivera, legal counsel for the city. The resolution would be whatever approval, if you decide to approve this case, that we would just put it down via resolution as required by city code, and it would be executed by the chair or vice chair of the BOA. So it's just you're allowing the city or directing them to just enter it as part of the record for the BOA through resolution as required by the city code.
So do we just motion
We'll need the motion to pretty much follow this staff recommendation. So it would be motion to approve instead of staff recommends. But yeah, I would generally need to follow that if y'all are recommending approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the variances set forth in the city's presentation and to empower the city to make the resolution.
And I second it. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Edgar, did we hear anything? No?
Ask for opposed.
Anyone oppose? I think he froze.
He just unmuted.
If anyone abstains.
He went blank.
And before you ask for any nays. Will Atkinson for the record, before you ask for any nays, you should do everything you can to get all the votes that you, and I don't know how to say that.
It has to be a majority because you only have 4. It has to be.
Okay, so what do we do with, I didn't hear Edgar, yea or nay.
I agree. If okay, let's wait a minute to see if you can type in.
We're checking to see because you have to have 4 approving.
I thought I saw him do a thumbs up, but I didn't hear anything, so.
We're trying to see if he can.
And then you haven't given your vote.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly right.
You know how you always watch TV shows? How that never happens in real life.
Did you use the chat?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. I guess we have
Yes, you have.
we have quorum.
So you can just, ask for a break or.
Maybe take a 5-minute recess.
Yeah.
Shall we take about a 5-minute recess?
And bang the gavel and set the time. 6:50.
6:50.
Time is 6:50.
Thank you.
Okay, it's 6:55. Shall we continue? What do we hear?
Yes, if you'll call the meeting back to order at
Okay,
6:55.
I shall call the meeting back to order.
At the time, sir. At 6:55.
At 6:55.
There's a motion on the floor.
There is a motion on the floor.
With a second, and we'll need to restate the votes, please.
Oh, okay. There's a motion on the floor. We have to restate the
The
approvals?
votes.
The votes.
The vote.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, aye. So it's quorum, all in favor, all,
Motion carries.
we're in motion carried,
4 to 0. 4 to 0.
4-0.
You can now adjourn.
Y'all can now adjourn.
We can now end the,
Adjourn.
I'd like to move that we adjourn the meeting.
I will second.
the meeting is adjourned.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And
Yes.
close it.
At what time?
6:56 PM.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.